Welcome back to MSC 635. We're going to continue on in the video series, and I'm going to talk today about buying a car. First thing I'm going to talk to you about is the age of the car. And keep in mind, this is just my opinion. This is how I approach cars, but I treat cars with very little emotion, more like buying a commodity like a t-shirt or socks or something like that. Okay? So age of the car, I always try and get something 3 to 5 years old. There's very few circumstances where I recommend buying a new car. The biggest reason is the depreciation occurs pretty heavily in the first 1 to 3 years. That's when most of the value is lost. That's at a higher rate. So when I'm looking at a car, I find a car, usually the current year, that I like, and I make a plan that I'm going to buy that car 3 years later. Most of the time that gives me some time to set aside some money, so either I can just buy the car outright, or I will have to finance very little and pay very little interest. Okay? When buying a car, the second most important thing is miles on the car. Okay? When I'm buying a car that's about 3 to 4 years old, I want something that's got less than 30,000 miles on it. Okay? I consider that to be low miles. Okay? If the car is 4 to 5 or maybe 5 to 6 years old, I want something under 60,000 miles. And something to keep in mind is how many of those miles are driven over, say, long distances, or what they call highway miles, versus around town. You can have a car with higher miles, but there's less wear and tear on the vehicle if they're on the highway, okay? Rather than in town. You may have low miles, but there may be most of it's in town, which you have to keep that into consideration. Okay, the next thing I look at is makes of vehicles. Okay, I want to buy something that is going to retain its value for the long period. All cars go down in value, but some go down at a quicker rate. So this way, when I get ready to either maybe sell the car, or if I'm going to trade it in, it's held its value a little bit better. The makes that I recommend are Toyota's a good one, Volkswagen's a good one, Subaru, Honda. Those will be the top 4 when I'm looking for cars. Okay? I want to talk a little bit about luxury car. Should you buy the brand name? I don't see any real value in that. There's not anything really extra that you're going to get, other than you're probably going to be paying a lot more for the name. Like I said, I treat cars as a commodity, so I can't see very many instances where I would consider buying a luxury car. When you think about it, when you drive a car, you see the inside of the car. That luxury car is for all the people driving around you to admire. Okay? Something very, very important that I didn't pay too much attention at an early age, and hopefully this information will help a lot of you out there, is miles per gallon. When you're looking at it, you don't want to be able to pass everything on the road except a gas station. You don't want to spend half your paycheck filling up the vehicle. You want to be able to do other things. Your car should just be a means to an end. And next thing, kind of related to the insurance, the luxury, is insurance. Before you're looking to buy the car, call on insurance companies and get quotes and prices and things of that nature. You'll be really surprised the difference between say a Honda Civic with 4 doors versus a Honda Civic with 2 doors. The 2-door is considered more of a sport, and you'll be surprised that the insurance could be significantly higher. I want to thank you today again for joining me on how to buy a car, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.